Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's Mano777, and we are back inside of Destiny here with your weekly reset video for Tuesday, October 18th, 2016. We're going to be going over all the endgame content you can do in Destiny this week, and give you some information that you need to know for today, because it's kind of a special day with heroic mode for the Wrath of the Machine raid coming out. So with that, let's get started. First of all, the first thing I want to talk about is the fact that right now the Nightfall is board the Cabal ship, go do the Bond Brothers, and kill them with epic solar burn, where solar damage from any source is greatly increased. Juggler with no ammo drops for your equipped weapon. Grounded, players take more damage while airborne. And Catapult, where grenade recharge rate is greatly increased. However, with that, it is important to note that today there is going to be a patch that is going to be dropping at about noon Pacific Daylight Time. That patch is going to raise the light level of all the activities in Destiny. Now, when that happens, traditionally the Nightfall has sometimes switched. So, some of you might say the weekly Nightfall strike is this, and it may change once the time comes. Here's also what I recommend. I recommend that you don't do the weekly Nightfall strike. Wait to do this, especially if you are looking to maybe raise your light level before the Wrath of the Machine heroic mode comes out, which that comes out at about 2 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, because we want to raise our light level. Maybe you want to get in and actually do the Nightfall strike and raise your light level. If you're like me, I'm at about 385 with my Titan. I'm probably a little bit higher if I've changed some of my weapons, but I'm closer to 385, 386, and I'm kind of stuck at that light level. However, when that update rolls around, I'm going to be able to change my light level, and traditionally the Nightfall has usually changed. Now, if it doesn't change, great, but if it does change, I'm going to make sure that I let you guys know about that. With that, guys, let's actually check out the other things that you can do this week. If for any reason you need to go farm artifacts when you are in the game, it's Oryx challenge mode in Kingsfall, which means that it's actually the Falnock challenge mode here, the tier 3 boss, Court of Oryx. If for any reason you need to go farm Eris Morn reputation so that you can go basically rank up your packages and see if you can get an artifact from there, that's really good. In addition, artifacts are going to be dropping a little bit more from Archon's Forge as well as Ghosts, so we want to make sure that we go take a look at that. This week, the available bounties, the weekly Crucible bounty is a Game of Rift. So if you need to do a weekly Crucible bounty from Lord Shaxx, it is a Game of Rift. I'm not going to actually go visit that because really that's the only thing that there is to do in the normal tower. So I'm going to actually go to the the Fellwinter Peak. But just know that a Game of Rift is going to be the weekly Crucible bounty. Now, the other thing I would say is if you want to go and get that thing leveled up and ready to go as well, I would highly recommend holding off again on opening those packages until after the update drops, because right now with the update dropping, if the update drops, you're going to basically be stuck at the same light level. Whereas when that comes, you'll be able to drop that, get a little bit more light level, and life will be good. And now, as far as I know, the other vendors will not change. But we're going to go ahead and go through the different artifacts that you can get on your Cryptarch and from Tyra Karn. So we're going to take a look. We've got the Memory of Fellwinter with Discipline, this is going to be really good. The thing about this, a lot of people will say this is a really amazing role. It's going to give them like a tier 13 super. However, it's really not going to give them a tier 13 build or anything else like that, because you lose your super. So no matter what, you're essentially stuck with having discipline and strength. Just know that this is a really cool artifact to use if you want to use a character with like grenade and melee charge and stuff like that, or a Night Stalker build, and maybe you don't want to use that super. That's absolutely fine. You want to check that out, but just food for thought, it's not going to be a tier 13 build, so that doesn't exist, at least with Memory Fellwinter, because you lose your super. Next up, we've got your Memory of Tamir. Melee attacks and minor minions of the darkness have the chance to temporarily turn the target against its allies. guys. That's a pretty darn good roll with the 77 and the 80 strength. That's very good. However, the melee attacks on minor minions, this is kind of a gimmicky perk. I'm not a huge fan of it. It's not amazing, but it does pretty well. It's still a pretty decent roll for the Memory of Tamir. And finally, we've got the Memory of Perun. Enemy guardians with full supers and all enemies with low health are highlighted. Again, with a pretty decent roll of 77 and 88 discipline that you can pick up with your Iron Lord's Legacy. Those are all going to be great ones you can pick up. If you have not done your use your Iron Lord's Legacy artifact, you can go pick that up. I'm actually going to stock up on those so I make sure that I get the best artifact every week. So we're going to be looking for that. Let's next go over to Shiro 4 and figure out what we've got for the bounties for Archon's Forge. I highly recommend that when the update drops, you go farm Archon's Forge a little bit more because there's going to be some additional rewards from that, including the ghosts and the artifacts that have a chance of dropping from there. First of all, we've got complete public events in the Plague Lands. Remember that if you are going into the Archon's Forge, any of those items or any of those encounters are considered a public event. Next up, kill fallen mages and ultras. Pretty simple. Complete patrols in the Plague Lands and complete servitor encounters in the Archon's Forge. So these three are very easy and very easy to do. You don't even really specifically need to do Archon's Forge. You could just go hang out in the Plague Lands for a while. But complete servitor encounters in the Archon's Forge is definitely something that you are going to want to check out. Let's go ahead and fall out back to orbit and complete everything else that we need to do this week. So again, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you know that you're going to be around when the heroic Wrath of the Machine raid is released, that is again going to be at 2 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. You can check out my Twitch live stream, twitch.tv/manodester777, and you can check out our race to attempt to get worlds first on Wrath of the Machine. Again, wait to do this until the patch goes live. You really try and wait and make sure that you don't play any part of Destiny that will get you and net you some higher light level gear. All right, so first of all, we've got Mayhem Clash for the weekly competitive multiplayer, which is excellent. Very cool to check out. I really hope that does not change because if that changes, that would be a really big bummer because I love Mayhem Clash. It's going to be an easy way for you to boost your Crucible reputation. In addition, Freelance 3v3 is another competitive multiplayer that you can do. Next up for our competitive multiplayer for the day, we have Skirmish. For the daily heroic story, we've got Find and Destroy the Source of the Vex, surging to protect the Black Garden. And we've got the Siva Crisis Heroic playlist. This is going to feature Heroic, Void Burn, Small Arms, and Fresh Troops. This is where you're going to pick up your Radiant Treasure Package. This is an excellent playlist this week, especially with those burns and those modifiers. They're definitely something you're going to want to do. And if you want to farm your Crucible reputation, this is something I highly recommend that you do. All right, ladies and gentlemen, and that brings us to the end of the video. If you like something in this video or if it helped you out in any way, a positive rating is greatly appreciated. Hit that subscribe button for more Destiny, Rise of Iron content, and leave a comment down below. It lets me know that the content I'm bringing to you is something that you enjoy. In addition, if you need some help with the raids, come check out my Twitch live streams. I game with you guys all the time. I really enjoy that aspect of it and helping people through the raids, through PvP, Iron Banner, doing some trials runs and things like that. We have a great community on Twitch. Come check it out. It will be a great time. And that is also where you can catch us attempting to get worlds first. We're going to be doing that on my Twitch channel, so come check that out. We would love to see you there, guys. Thank you so much for supporting the channel and supporting my content, and I will see you next time in the universe of Destiny.